Happy Sunday. I hope everyone has been having a wonderful time in the market, capitalizing on all those wonderful opportunities, new highs. I hope you've had a chance to really learn and utilize the screener, the pre-market day trading screener. I hope that's been very helpful for you. So we're going to go through my watch list going into next week. I know it's been a minute since I've shared my watch list, but I'm hoping to pick back up on our weekly Sunday videos. So this one's a little late, but you really can reference this throughout the week. Um, and I may do a mid-week check-in if I don't just do a live, and we'll go over where we are midweek on some of these. But let's go ahead and get started. I do want to start with UNH. Um, so let's start there. Gotta clear some stuff out here so we can really get deep into it. So UNH, right? So UNH has been giving us a lot of opportunities as it's starting to reclaim some of its support levels that had once been lost. And so we really like UNH lately. So we're going to take a look at where it is on the monthly chart. I wanted to make sure I'm recording. Okay, we'll take a look at where UNH is on the monthly chart, and then we'll also start to work our way down. So one key thing that I really, really like is that we are attempting to close this October candle. I mean, it's fresh, right? October is fresh. We haven't even really got deep into October, but if we can maintain price holding above the 200 on the monthly chart, that is going to be a nice signal that UNH was able to pull back from their all-time highs and come back and test the 200, which has not played out on the monthly chart since, I mean, we have to go pretty far back to find out where in history where we, so it's 2010. So that means that since 2010, if you were an investor since 2010, you are, I mean, you're doing really well for yourself if you bought UNH and held this long. So now we've found ourselves back testing the 200 since then. That's a pretty strong move right there and a big opportunity to get into UNH if you're not already there. As long as we are holding this 200 on a monthly chart, we are good. So again, pull back, and now we have a candle that is trying to stay above the 200 without touching it. And we really want to see that so we can try to get back to this 390 range and test the 12, maybe even hit our 400s again in UNH. Now, one thing that I really like for confirmation, and so this is what really has had our attention on UNH for a bit, is that on the 2 week chart, we started to see a real nice shape up. And so we were able to get this inverse WTMA arc, which is the Wolf Trend Moving Average. So it's a custom um, moving average for the wolf chart. And so once this inverse arc happened, I think I've explained it a few times, especially in higher time frames, we are really going to start paying attention to a stock that gets this move. So as you can see, we're kind of in a space where we're looking to break out. And if we go back to what I've been discussing with you guys for a bit on UNA from the daily chart, so weekly looks good as well. And again, nice opportunities to bounce up. 3 day looks well. We're going to go to the daily. This is where we want to put some of our focus on because this is really what we've been watching on the daily chart. So we have been monitoring one um, price holding above 200 weighted moving average. And this is what we're getting on the wolf chart. So I'm getting price above my 12 EMA. I'm getting a fresh arc and price above it. So candle is not touching it when we zoom in. And we were able to close a daily candle above the 200 after this rejection and test of the 200. So this is our second time since this big drop from earnings that we have come back to even test the 200. So this absolutely looks like a opportunity that you just, I mean, outside of if news would jump in and influence this move, UNH just looks really good. Now, we've talked about this gap here on UNH that we can go back to. And so in this gap, we still have room to move to close this gap right here. So you're just kind of watching for that move. And the peak of that is going to be the wick of the candle from which we gapped down from. So that was at 376.84. So, a lot of us are already in swings from UNH and capitalizing. And so if we can continue to hold the 200, there really is no reason that I can personally see that would stop us from closing this gap. We're so close to it, finally getting above the 200. Now, does that mean that tomorrow we'll hit 376? Maybe not. Maybe we'll get a pullback and have to retest the 200. That's another potential play out. But if we don't and we just continue to climb, getting above, I would say above the high of this candle here is what we really want to see next. So that's going to give us a high of 362.31. If we can get price holding above 362.31, I do feel like we can come back. We did create some rejection here in this attempt Friday to gap up. And I just think that Friday was a take profit day. And so maybe that is the noise that caused the wick of this candle. So we'll watch. What we really, again, want to see is that price will hold above 362.31. So you can mark that on your calendar, sorry, on your chart. If you do see price pulling back, then you just look to see if when we pull back, we hold the 200. And if that plays out, then there's your entry, the retest of the 200. So for me, I'm just going to have an alert set to see that price can hold above that target that I just covered. So I'm not going to spend too much more time on UNH 362.31 will be my alert. I'm already in, but maybe if I want to do some other short-term trades here, it would make sense for me. I'm just going to set my alert. And yeah, you can continue to go down time frame, but I'm just giving you the overall picture. We also have a floating candle, which if I've never explained that from the wolf chart, that just means that we're above the 12 EMA. We also are above this trend line here, which gives another confirmation to a bullish move on UNH. So UNH still looks good. I've also a while back alerted the Discord of XLV. So if you've been able to get into your leaps from that alert, I think we were talking about it around August 15th. I have some position at August 13th when we really jumped into it, and I added it to my watch list. Those are already up over 200%. So XLV along with healthcare has been down. And so there was opportunities to get in. And so you may want to map that out and see if there's still opportunities in XLV to get in for a more longer hold if you can get a nice pullback entry. Eli Lilly had a really great week as well. I'm not going to cover that one, but I mean, let's just cover it. Why not? One more healthcare because healthcare has been paying. So shout out to Sean. He gave us an 825.37 level. I believe that's what he gave, and that's just what I marked on my chart. And so from there, you can just see the opportunity on this one. I would look to see if we can get to 875 if we break the high of Friday. Um, Maybe we pull back to test this fair value gap before that move happens, or maybe we just continue that climb up. One really nice signal that we love to see here, guys, is going to be when you get your 12 EMA crossing up above your 200. Really great signal on the daily chart for Eli Lilly. And if we're really just looking, then let's look to see if we can challenge where we had a change of character around 875. Um, and then also look to see if we can get above or at least come to about 895 and then so forth. Now, these are all pretty bullish moves. You could get some choppiness rather than a quick move. Where we are now kind of aligns to this last change of character. If you look to the left of my chart here, and this candle at 841.49, we closed at 839.87. So we'll keep watching 841. Sorry, what's that? Yeah, 841.49 is one of our signal points for support. So if we can reclaim that as support, that would be something I would like to see on Eli Lilly. Again, Eli Lilly looks good. We don't have to take a deep dive into it. This one is also looking to retrace back up, potentially challenging all-time highs again. So we'll just play it by these candles here for Eli Lilly. Now let's get to my watch list. I do have BM&R on my watch list, and from the monthly, of course, things look good. So if we look at all-time highs of BM&R since 2021, we have just actually crazy highs, really ridiculous highs of 800s. I wasn't even trading around that time. So here we are. And our most recent high that we are looking to challenge is going to be 64.25 from the monthly chart. And so we'll just keep that one in mind as a more local high that we could test from the recent 1 hour chart. But BMNR is showing up on one of my screeners, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention because it is starting to pretty much signal that we have support on these higher time frames and that we may get that move um, further up. So just add that one to your watch list. Make a plan for it. It is definitely on my watch list. As you can see, even in the 3 day, we're stacking. We're above the 12. Again, chance to test 64 as one 64.25. We have 71.74 as well. So I'm just looking from the 3 day and I'm pretty sure we'll get like a same story here. But here's what I do like is that we do have the WTMA meeting at the 12 with a cross. So I will definitely be watching how that plays out. And I'm adding my cloud, which is my WTMA cloud. It does act as support and resistance. So in the cloud, as we climb up with this daily floater, so again, a floating candle is when I have a level 3 confirmation on my wolf chart telling me of a bullish signal playing out here. If we get continuation tomorrow, which I do think we could, then we'll look to just challenge some of our recent highs, so 59.28. And then I still would have my eyes on that 64.25 as the ideal target and a little bit maybe above that. So yeah, I'm not going to go too further into this one either. You can go ahead and map that out. But we're looking at some nice opportunities to get at least a week to 64.25, but we'll watch it from what I stated, which was 59.28 if we break our high here. And then we'll look at the cloud as another opportunity to catch resistance at 61.66, and we'll go from there. So BM&R showed up on my screener and has been upgraded on my watch list. So I have that one there. AVGO, I think, could potentially be finding some support at the 12. It looks like price has reclaimed the 12. And so now we're just looking to see if we can continue to get these curve up and challenge some resistance. I do like what I see here for AVGO. And so I do have them also on my watch list. They did show up on that same screener that I'm working on, and I like it. I like the setup. If you were not, hopefully no one was buying at this all-time high because now you're trapped here. But again, we're looking to see if we can hold support at the 12. If we do, there's your signal that we have some nice moves back up on AVGO. We already broke the high of the body of the previous month candle. I like that signal as one of my confirmations. So you can add AVGO to your watch list as well. Here's where they have some challenges. They're trying to break down an order block in the 4 hour. They've already did this move here. My thought process will be if they can remain bullish here with time on your contracts, as long as we hold support on the daily at the 12, we have an opportunity to get above 346.67 and hold. We need to see it above and hold. Then we'll look to see if we can start to make those move further up. And there's some nice opportunities if that does play out to go back and challenge our all-time high on AVGO. So add them to your watch list, do a complete top-down analysis, see if you see the same thing as me. Now, here's one of my favorite setups. MRVL is at, we're going to zoom out on this one. We're going to zoom all the way out on MRVL. Marvell Technology. Okay, so we are on the monthly chart. Pull back to 12 EMA. We're going to hide 12 for a second. And we are getting a WTMA catching up with price at the 12. I expect this to form an arc, inverse arc, and then confirm what I'm seeing as well. But that could take a little bit of time. Overall, monthly trend back above the 12 EMA price is holding. Although it's fresh in October, I still like what I'm seeing on the monthly chart as well for shape up. Now, when we get to the 2 week, again, everything looks pretty good. We pulled back to 200, hit an order block, bounced. The weekly chart is what I really like. So on the weekly chart, we were able to test and pull back even through the 200 weighted moving average here. And then we have price still holding above the 200. I'm sorry, price is now back above the 12 and the 12 is above the 200. And so we've already broken the high of last week's candle. Another good signal, we get that change of character that plays out here. And so ideally, I would like to see them get to the 90. So we'll look to see if we can get through our 90s targets. Maybe even 92 would make sense here. But they do look really good. I also want to see where they are. Yeah, guys, this one looks really good, especially if we can hold above 87.31. Look to see if we can get to 90, 92, 94. But monthly chart, if we just look at where their all-time high was, all-time high was at 127.48. So you see the opportunity here, especially with us reclaiming the 12 EMA and closing that week above it. So on the month, I'm sorry, we haven't closed the monthly candle yet, but if we do close it, that just gives us another bullish signal that we could start to climb up to chase some all-time highs as well. So at MRVL, shout out to Manny because he also confirmed that there were some inside buying happening. I believe that's what I saw. And so that just kind of gave me more confirmation. What's next on my watch list? We have ELF, 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 Beauty. And well, we're looking for confirmation that we're already getting it on the monthly chart. Monthly chart looks good. We get an inverse arc at a fair value gap. We have price breaking back above the 12 EMA. And we have a candle that's giving a continuation on the monthly chart where we're already breaking above the body of the monthly chart, which is always a good signal for me. And so we'll just follow ELF. And if we start to walk it down, we see that our key break here on ELF is going to be once price is above 137.19. So if you're getting in on pullback, that's great, but I think the pullback has happened, so we really want to be strategic in our where we get in. Here was the crossover. We said again that this is a bullish crossover where we have the 12 EMA crossing above the 200, giving us a really nice confirmation. So here, I just think that ELF, again, if it breaks through that resistance so far from what I'm seeing, we're getting a nice opportunity to get into this one. And as you can see, they are giving us that really nice, lovely pattern. This is on the 3 day. I think this, yeah, this is on the 3 day. Let's bring down to the 1. On the 1 day, I would like to see actually price get above the 146. Let's go a little bit to the left. We have to look to the left to see what candle created the sell-off here. So price above 147.33 looks good, but again, you don't want to be short term on this move. You want to be long term. So what we saw here was that first attempt to clear this resistance, excuse me, and this was our liquidity trap. This week here is what trapped people probably into thinking we're about to make that move back up. And indeed, we did pull back. Actually was able to get to a area where we have some a fair value gap created. And so now we're looking to see if price can hold above the 12 on the daily and we can get that full arc play out here. But I do think this one looks pretty good. I think on the next attempt, we could potentially clear this zone here. This is not one that you want to get short dated contracts on. If you're going to, consider shares and longer dated contracts. Shout outs to Leap Team and the Wolfpack because they are already on Leaps, I believe, for Elf. Now, as I'm screening, I am looking at breakout opportunities for more cheaper stocks, penny stocks, and we've actually been able to find a lot of nice penny stocks to trade. I have been having a lot of fun with it. And so one that has my attention, and we're going to add in the pros, is this one here, which is from Rumble. And what I like about Rumble is that they just got a really nice gap up out of this order block here at the bottom, which signals some nice moves. See, Rumble shares lift on partnership with Perplexity. So they had some news where they had a partnership with Perplexity. You can do some research on what that means for this company. And so I did mark for some reason I have 862 mark. I can't remember what I saw, but I do like this one if it continues to break out. So I'm going to kind of just follow it that way. Their last recent high was 1099, and their all-time high was at 1852. I just found this one tonight. I'm going to do a little bit more research on the company. But as you can see, there's from a technical standpoint an opportunity to gap up to $9. Ideally, you want to see a pullback. And for me, I really wouldn't even enter unless I can get a pullback here. This was a nice gap up, but if I can get it to pull back somewhere here, here, or even this low, I will be satisfied with taking some shares on this particular stock. All right, so we're gonna keep going down the list. I did have my Microsoft here because it showed up on my screener. As you can see in a daily chart, this is where Microsoft is hitting a roadblock and boxing through this level. So they're going to be choppy even if they're moving up until they can break above 532.70. Does not mean that they'll not come in here and you may get some choppiness, but unless they're clearing this, the better move is when they do clear that zone because then we have this really nice clean move somewhere here to test this recent high of 555.45. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on Microsoft. 555.45 should be their all-time high, if I'm not mistaken. Well, let's see. Yeah, 555.45. So maybe we're getting that opportunity to break back up and start to test that, but they do need to clear that daily resistance. CTMX, just another, again, showing up on our screener, giving bullish confirmations of a potential move. I have my eyes on at least getting to like the $5 range on this one. That would make sense for a potential liquidity grab, but that does not mean that they will not be choppy if they do make that move. What I can appreciate is that price broke back above the 12, not touching it, and above the WTMA. So again, if we're doing anything, it really would have to be more bullish above 494. So for now, that's just simply a sooner target, 494 to 659, but I would like to see it actually go higher than that if possible. So you can add that one to your watch list. The 2 week is where we have some bit of a challenge and the weekly. But again, above $5, they can make some higher levels. But in the meantime, we're going to focus on whether we can get ourselves to $4 and 4 or 450 and potentially $5. So you can add TMX to your watch list. Do your own research on that one. This stock here closed the gap. So I do have them on watch. COHR has officially closed the gap from earnings on August 13th. So they've actually closed it here, pulled back some, and we're just looking to see what's next. They did have a floating candle, but in an order block that absolutely can be cleared with enough bullish sentiment around this ticker. So as long as price is above the 12 and we're chopping away at this order block, I would say if we start getting above 118.54, we're definitely looking to come to 121 to 122 to 123.20, something like that. Again, just another stock that came up on my radar of screening where I get an inverse arc. I get price above the 12 EMA. That is going to be DGXX, DigiPowers. You can look into this stock as well and take a look and see like what is happening with it. They have a strong technical buy as well as a strong buy from analysts. We can pull up their forecast and see 350 um, as their current max, where they're sitting at 264. So again, another just opportunity, and this analyst rating is based off of two analysts. So I'm adding it because I am getting an inverse arc and a nice move above the 12. Price is respecting the 200. Again, add it to your watch list. You can do your own top-down analysis. Told you guys I had a list on this, and we're still moving pretty good. So I'm going to keep going. I think I'll be able to cover all of what's left on this list before we take a final look at QQQ. Again, you can reference this video throughout the week and see if you can find any trade setups yourself. Now, here is another one that I really do like, and let's just zoom out a bit on this one. And that's going to be TEM. TEM, Tempest AI. So currently, obviously, trend is bullish. We're getting a 2-week candles that look strong, but we haven't really broke out just yet from where we are now. So this was a nice pullback, and then this was a nice follow-through candle that was very bullish. So even in the 3-day candle, they moved $10. So we're gonna look here. Price as long as it's holding above 90.63. And then starting to break the high of Friday. I think this one has a nice opportunity to gap up and challenge their all-time high. And that all-time high was this candle here on September 22nd, where they hit 97.79. So keep PEM on your watch list. I do like that the daily gave a fresh inverse arc from where they are now. I really like that. And so I'll be keeping that on my watch list as well. Now, Clorox. I feel like I give Clorox so much of my household money, just keeping my home disinfected that I do like what I see here. Now, what I'm seeing is that above 120.98 roughly, this stock looks pretty good. And they have earnings no, October 29th. So we may be able to catch some nice pre-earnings move. And I would say base it off of whether or not price can hold above, let's see, 123.02 and then begin to retrace back up. Then after that, they need to get it back above 124.14. But this will be my ultimate look right now is to see if we can hold above 123.02. As you can see, the opportunities for this, if we zoom out, they've just kind of been trading in this range here. This was a high, came back, created a low, and then they have this high here, another low. And so we're looking to see what's the next move for Clorox. Keep it on your watch list. I won't do a full top down for the sake of time. I just want to bring this to your attention. Also, just one more thing, looking at the 2-week, we have an inverse arc forming. And with this, we have a candle that has broken out of this order block. So again, worth watching and seeing what happens. You can do a deeper dive. So this one I actually do like as well. It is iRobot. And so I will be looking to see if this one can get above 454 or a nice pullback. And if it can't break above 454, the, where's my 200? Respect the 12 EMA, then I kind of like this setup. It isn't something you want to just dive all the way in and put all your money in, but I do think that there's some opportunities for this to have some little peak moves up, at least to run into this weekly wall that starts at about 552. And so currently this is your price for the stop. And yeah, I just wanted to bring this one again on your radar. The daily chart is shaping up. We can go right back to our confirmations and see that we're getting the crossover here, potentially 12 crossing over all at the same time. That's all happening. And then maybe this next daily candle would give us that confirmation at a level 3 where price is holding above the trend line and the 12 EMA. So we're going to add that one to our watch list. And we're almost done, guys. We have two more that I will call out. That means I've packed this video with potential opportunities that you can go look at, hopefully to make up for my time, my break from posting videos. So grab. If you're waiting on the pullback for grab from the September 23rd, then here is your move. We are now holding the 12 EMA, nice pullback and test after this lovely move on grab. And if you're not familiar with where this stock has been, then we can look at it and see that it has been some places before as high as, let's see, $18. So I like this one. It is trying to break out, and you don't want to be left out of this one if we're going to get those continuations. So we have a break of structure, and we are looking to come back. Even on the monthly chart, it looks like 662. Is that right? 662. And currently, this price is at 622. And again, we'll hit a fair value gap once we hit 734. So add to your watch list. Last but not least, in my opinion, is a potential move on DJT as it seems to have found support. And so we're going to kind of take a look and analyze what we might have play out with DJT. It's again pulled back quite a bit, and we are seemingly looking to see if we do have some solid support. The wicks are kind of telling us we do. And we have a nice opportunity to get to $18, $19. The challenge seems to be on the daily, although we're smack between buyers and sellers. A nice break above 1790 could bring us to rise to this resistance wall and then this one and potentially testing the 200 WEMA. Add DJC to your watch list. I think with them bouncing out of this order block, finally, if they can start to clear that and again get above 1790, this particular ticker does look good. So I did tell you guys I would go over QQQ, and so let's go ahead and clear that. I feel like I said I'm going to post the QQQ levels. I did. But either way go, let's take a look at QQQ before I wrap up. And so you can see, I'm going to leave all-time highs there. Even though we hit another all-time high, it's like when you think you're done, you're not done, a new all-time high. So our new all-time high on QQQ is 607.16. 607.16. All right, so now we have that mark with an alert if price just decide to bounce back through that. What you did get, in my opinion, was a liquidity sweep where we broke slightly above the all-time high, potentially trapping some individuals into thinking we're going even further up. However, that was a really beautiful rejection from all-time high at opening all the way down. Where they're positioned now, I feel conviction to believe that we are truly going to have to calm down to somewhere around 598, 597 and test there, especially if they start to get under and weaker under 600. Now, even when we look at the after hours right now, market looks pretty bullish and QQQ is up $2 at 605.18. We won't let these count until we see the real moves closer we get to opening. I do like to look 30 minutes before opening. So yeah, that's the story on QQQ. Unless they start to reclaim and trace back up, they are weak. And this order block is just like a magnet to price. And we would love to see price get down here in this zone here. All right, guys, I am going to stop our video here. I won't cover any more. I hope this watch list gets you going for the week. Again, I have setups after setups that I could share, but I don't want to make this a long video. Please make sure to, again, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and this particular video. I will go ahead and post a link to the wolf chart. If you're not familiar, again, that gives you access to the wolf chart system that you see me sharing. It also gives you access to our Discord for a monthly subscription fee. And you did, in addition to that, get all of our trade plan setups, all of our real-time alert signals, all of the support that we're getting from Black Wolf. If you're not familiar with Black Wolf, that is the customized AI system that is trained basically to have the brain of the creator who created this, and even so much more. And it has been amazing. Honestly, it makes trading that much easier when you just want to feed Black Wolf what you're seeing and let it analyze you. Black Wolf has even cautioned and coached me out of holding positions. One example, Tesla, longer than I needed to when I was in profit. And actually, it saved me from going from profit to the next day over going deeply into the negative. So again, I have been truly enjoying my time with Black Wolf. Well, I hope everyone has a wonderful trading week. Don't forget, if you have questions, you can also leave those in the comments. I'd love to engage with you. Have a wonderful week and a good night. Bye.